Hey guys, Water24 from MondayMorningMTG.com, and here we go with Dimir Dementia, the second intro pack from Gatecrash. Now, I'm going to go ahead and open this one up. Okay, here we go. Slide that out. We have the whole deck here. Then we have in the back the two booster packs, the Gatecrash, or the little Gatecrash guide that also explains, or actually mentions, the deck list for every intro pack, and then the how to play guide. So I'll just put those off to the side. Take the box with me. There we go. These will be open later. Right now, what we really care about is the deck. It's got a Consuming Aberration as the first rare, and of course it's a foil. It's 3 colors, a blue and a black, and when its power and toughness are each equal to the number of cards in your opponent's graveyard. Whenever you cast a spell, each opponent reveals cards from the top of his or her library until he or she reveals a land card, then puts those cards into his or her graveyard. So, the anti-mill thing is to have a lot of land. So, Standard's not going to be looking so great for people that don't do that, I guess. Alright, let's go ahead and pop this open. Put the plastic in the trash. Okay. We have Consuming Aberration. Then, of course, with all the milling, we have Jace's Phantasm from M13. 1 blue for a 1/1. But, as long as there are 10 or more cards in your opponent's graveyard, or as long as an opponent has that, it's a 4/4. Oh no, it gets +4/+4, so it's a 5/5 with flying, as long as there are 10 or more cards in your opponent's graveyard. It's really not bad, especially if it's turn 1. Okay. Incursion Specialist from Gatecrash. 1 blue, 1 colorless. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn and is unblockable this turn. It's a 1/3. So it become a 3/3. Welkin Turn. It's from M13, 1 blue, 1 colorless. It's flying and it can only block creatures with flying, and it's 2/1. Gutter Skulk. It's 1 colorless, 1 black. It's a zombie rat. It's 2/2. And you get 3 of those. White of Precedent 6. 1 colorless, 1 black, and it gets +1/+1 for each creature card in your opponent's graveyard. It's a 1/1. And you have 2 of those. Duskmantle Guildmage, 1 blue, 1 black for a 2/2. It's uncommon. Whenever a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere this turn, that player loses 1 life. And target player puts the top 2 cards from his or her library into his or her graveyard. First ability, 1 colorless, 1 blue, 1 black. Second ability, 2 colorless, 1 blue, 1 black. Alright. Now on to Sage's Row Denizen. 2 colors and a blue. Whenever another blue creature enters the battlefield under your control, target player puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. It's 2/3. Mortis Strider. 1 colorless, 1 blue, 1 black. It's a 1/1, and when it dies, return it to its owner's hand. It's a creature skeleton. One of my favorite blue-black cards in Gatecrash. 1 colorless, and either double blue, double black, or blue and a black. It is not able to be blocked except by rogues, and it's 2/2. We got 2 of those. Vedalken Entrancer. It's 3 colors and a blue for 1/4, and you can pay 1 blue and tap it, so target player puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Balustrade Spy. 3 colorless, 1 black for a vampire rogue with flying. It's 2/3. When it enters the battlefield, target player reveals cards on the top of his or her library until he or she reveals a land card, then puts those cards into his or her graveyard. Get 2 of those. Then we have the Mind Eye Drake. 4 colors, 1 blue. It's flying. It's 2/5, and when it dies, target player puts the top 5 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Let me refocus this. Alright. Dinrova Horror. 4 colors, a blue and a black. When it enters the battlefield, return target permanent to its owner's hand, then that player discards a card. It's 4/4. And you get 2 of those. Alright, so you get a Dimir Guildgate. So that is one of the land. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 island. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 swamp. You can see a pattern here. Maybe they're all 26 and I miscounted. Death's Approach, 1 black. To enchant target creature, and it gets -X, where X is the number of creature cards in its controller's graveyard. You get 2 of those. Ooh. And then there is 1 Paranoid Delusions in this deck. It's a blue-black. Target player puts the top 3 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard, and you can cipher it onto a creature. Dimir Keyrune is 3 colorless, and you can tap it to add a blue or black to your mana pool. And if you pay 1 blue and 1 black, you can activate the ability so it becomes a 2/2 blue and black horror artifact creature until end of turn that is unblockable. You get 2 of those. Very nice. Last Thoughts, 3 colors and a blue. Draw a card with Cipher. Midnight Recovery, 3 colorless and 1 black. Remove target creature card from the graveyard to your hand, also with Cipher. If you don't know what Cipher is, pretty much you can encode it so it's an enchantment that can't be removed unless the creature dies, onto a creature that whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may cast a copy of the encoded card without paying its mana cost. So if this attacks and deals damage to an opponent, then you can return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Alright, Grisly Spectacle, we got 2 of those. It's double black, 2 colorless. Destroy target non-artifact creature. Its controller puts a number of cards equal to that creature's power from the top of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Whispering Madness. 2 colorless, a blue and a black. Each player discards his or her hand, and then draws cards equal to the greatest number of cards a player discards this way. And it's got Cipher, of course. Personally, I'd only cast this if I don't have anything in my hand, but my opponent has several. Alright, now we have Totally Lost. 4 colorless and a blue. Put target non-land permanent on top of its owner's library. Which, if you recognize the art there, it looks a lot like Doorkeeper from Return to Ravnica. Alright, then we have Rise from the Grave. 4 colors and 1 black. To put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. It's from a graveyard. It doesn't have to be yours. That creature is a black zombie in addition to its other colors and types. Shadow Slice, 4 colors, 1 black. Target opponent loses 3 life, and you can cipher it as well. And then the last card, Coerced Confession, 4 colors, a blue or a black. So 5 mana total. Target player puts the top 4 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. And then you draw a card for each creature card put into the graveyard this way. So that is the Dimir Dementia deck. I'll put that down somewhere. Now for the booster packs, which I am getting to. There we go. Going for the rare, and it's Treasury Thrall. I now have, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 total, including the other one, and I have the Ooze from Return to Ravnica as the token. And Treasury Thrall, its ability is explained in the Orzhov intro pack video. Alright, Gateway Shade is the uncommon, or is one of the uncommons. Debtor's Pulpit is another one, and then Gift of Orzhova is another one. So, if this was an Orzhov pre-release or sealed deck, this would be awesome, because everything in here is black or white. Or there's a lot of black and white stuff that's useful, especially that Guildgate. Alright, so that's the first pack. Not the best, because I have so many Treasury Thralls now. I don't need them. They're not that great in Standard. Now, in Limited, they're pretty awesome, but not really in a Standard match. Alright, we have a foil Sky Games, and we have a Sepulchral Primordial. Double black and 5. Oops. Double black and 5 for Intimidate. When it enters the battlefield for each opponent, you may put up to one target creature. Uh-oh. Angled off. I hope that wasn't the whole video. You may put up to one target creature card from the player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. So, to me, it's not really the greatest card, but the Primordials are more for commander or multiplayer. We have Merfolk of the Depths, Urbis Protector, and Viashino Shanktail as the 3 uncommons. Of course, we have that foil Sky Games, which is pretty nice. And a Spirit token. So that's the Dimir deck. Next up, we have Gruul Goliaths.